Is that something, let me put it another way. If I were your special counsel and you were the director of the FBI and I'm trying to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator, did I mention it was a sitting United States senator? Is that something that you would expect me to tell you as director of the FBI when they knew what was going on? I think some FBI agents may have some liability here. I think a special counsel might have some liability here. If I were your special counsel and you had appointed me and I wanted to get the records of a sitting United States senator, is that something you would expect me to tell you as Attorney General of the United States?
Let me ask y'all something. When did it become normal for our own government to spy on the people who are supposed to represent us? Because if what we just heard in that Senate exchange is even halfway true, we're staring right at a level of corruption and arrogance that should make every American furious. This is the Prodigy Unfiltered.
General, welcome. Let's suppose that I'm appointed special counsel at the Department of Justice, and I go to the telecommunication companies, the phone companies. Let's single out AT&T, and I say, look, I know you're busy, but I want to see a copy of the phone records of a sitting United States senator. They're not going to just give them to me, are they?
No, Senator, of course not.
In fact, they're probably going to ask me what planet I just parachuted in from, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
They're going to tell me to come back with a subpoena, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. What do I have to show in that subpoena to get those phone records of a sitting? Did I mention it was a sitting United States senator? I can't remember. What do I have to show to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator?
Yes, Senator, there were actually 8 sitting United States senators.
Yeah, I heard that.
And you would have to have cause.
I'm sorry, what do I have to show?
You would have to have cause to get the subpoena.
Good cause or probable cause?
Probable cause.
Okay. Probable cause, or if it's a subpoena duces take 'em, good cause, to show what?
You would need good cause for a subpoena duces tecum, and what you would have to show is that you believed a crime had been committed, or there was a possibility of a crime, or that could lead to other crimes. We frequently, in criminal enterprises, subpoena cell phones.
By the sitting United States senator?
Senator, they would have to have believed you were part of a criminal conspiracy, is my understanding.
Would a judge have to sign off on it? On the subpoena?
Yes, Senator. Well, for a subpoena duces tecum, Jack Smith probably took it straight to the judge.
Now, the phone companies, particularly their general counsel, if they're worried about civil liability, even with a subpoena to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator. Did I mention it was a sitting United States senator?
Yes, Senator.
The general counsel for that phone company, let's say AT&T, they have the right to seek to quash that subpoena, don't they?
Phone companies frequently do that.
Yeah. And a smart general counsel for that phone company is going to call the sitting United States senator and say, would you like to weigh in on this? Would you like me to quash the subpoena? We're talking about invading someone's privacy here by a sitting United States senator. Could the general counsel for the phone company do that?
Well, Senator, if they believe that a crime could have been committed, they could not tip off the person who committed the crime. Again, I can't comment on details of this particular case.
I'm just asking you theoretically.
I've never seen you commit a crime, Senator Kennedy.
But let's suppose, okay, they didn't want to tip off the sitting United States senator. But the phone company and the general counsel for the phone company, or companies, if there were more than one involved, could say, you know, this is serious as an aneurysm. This is serious as 4 heart attacks and a stroke. This is a sitting United States senator. So general counsel would likely advise the CEO, well, you need to file a motion to quash. The telephone companies could have contested those subpoenas, could they not?
Hypothetically, yes, I can't talk about the facts of this particular
We're
case.
talking hypothetical.
Senator subpoenas are issued all the time through phone companies working with the general counsel.
But they can
for
file a motion to
cause.
quash.
They could, yes.
Yeah.
In any case.
And if they should have filed a motion to quash, and a reasonable person would have filed a motion to quash, because this is a sitting United States senator, and they didn't file a motion to quash, they would incur civil liability, wouldn't they?
Senator, typically phone companies follow a subpoena from a United States
I know they
attorney.
do, but they don't have to.
They could challenge it, Senator.
Yeah. And if they don't challenge it, they better have a damn good reason. Right? Right?
Senator, I can't talk about the facts of this particular
This is just a
case.
hypothetical.
In general, hypothetically, Senator, maybe they didn't recognize any of the names of the 8 sitting United States senators.
Hypothetically.
That was a joke.
Or maybe they should have gone to Amazon and buy some testicles online. Instead of just saying, sure, I'll just show you the phone records of a sitting United States senator on the basis of an administrative subpoena. Now, do you have copies of the subpoena applications for
Yes,
these
Senator,
8
Senator, I can't discuss anything regarding
You
this
can't
case
even
with
tell me if you have copies?
I can't discuss any of this.
All right,
with
when are
I'm
you
sorry.
going to, General, when are you going to be able to discuss it?
I can't discuss whether there is or is not a pending investigation,
I understand,
Senator. This
but
was
let's
just
assume
brought to light
if
by
there is a
Director
pending
Patel.
investigation, I don't want this to get swept under the rug, okay? Because I think you're going to get pushback from all quarters. I think the telecommunication companies are going to be all over you like a bad rash because they've got liability here for just turning over these records when they knew what was going on. I think some FBI agents may have some liability here. I think a special counsel might have some liability here. If I were your special counsel and you had appointed me and I wanted to get the records of a sitting United States senator, is that something you would expect me to tell you as Attorney General of the United States?
They better have.
Yeah.
And
Do we know in this instance of the 8 sitting United States senators if they told Attorney General Garland?
Senator, I just learned about this very recently, as did Director Patel, and we cannot discuss the details. I don't know many of the details.
Well, maybe we ought to get Attorney General Garland here. Do you know if the special counsel told FBI Director Wray? Is that something, let me put it another way. If I were your special counsel and you were the director of the FBI and I'm trying to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator, did I mention it was a sitting United States senator? Is that something that you would expect me to tell you as director of the FBI?
In general, I would believe the FBI would help execute the subpoenas
Yeah.
to the businesses.
Okay, I want to switch to another subject in the 12 minutes that I have left, since everybody else got to go over. I've got to ask you about this, General. Secretary Howard Lutnick on October 1 gave an interview to the New York Post about Mr. Epstein. And he described Mr. Epstein as, quote, the greatest blackmailer ever, close quote. Have you reviewed that transcript of that interview?
I have not reviewed the transcript, but I saw the clip of it.
Okay. It appears that Secretary Lutnick was Mr. Epstein's next door neighbor, In fact, their townhomes shared a wall. And the reporter that was talking to Mr. Lutnick, she asked how other prominent men could have been associated with Epstein when Mr. Lutnick could immediately sense that he was a, quote, pervert. And then Secretary Lutnick said, or rather the reporter said, did they see it and ignore it? Do you remember that from the interview?
I do.
And Commerce Secretary Lutnick said, no, they participated. And then Commerce Secretary Lutnick goes on to say, quote, that's what his MO was. You know, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume, was a video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever, blackmailed people. That's how he had money, end quote. Is that true?
Senators.
The senator flat out asked the general if the DOJ or special counsel had gone to AT&T and demanded phone records of sitting United States senators. Not random citizens, not foreign spies, but senators. And you know what the general said? Basically, well, hypothetically, yes, but I can't talk about it. Oh, how convenient.
Can't talk about it.
I can't confirm it.
Can't deny it. Does sound familiar?
That's the go-to line every time someone in Washington gets caught doing something shady. The senator laid it out perfectly. He said if I went to AT&T and asked for the phone records of a sitting senator, they'd laugh me out of the building.
And he's right.
Because to even get those records, you need probable cause. You need a judge to sign off. You need evidence that a crime might have been committed. But apparently, this special counsel, and we all know who that's referring to, thought they could just waltz in and grab whatever they wanted. 8 sitting U.S. senators. Let that sink in.
8.
You can hear the disbelief in the senator's tone. He keeps saying, did I mention it was a sitting United States senator? Because he knows how insane that sounds. The whole thing reeks of political targeting. And the general just sits there dodging, hiding behind, I can't comment on that. Yeah, that's the kind of accountability we get these days, 0. Now here's where it really gets interesting. The senator brings up AT&T's general counsel. He says, look, if you're a telecom executive and you get a subpoena demanding a sitting senator's phone records, you've got a responsibility to challenge it. You don't just roll over and hand over private data on American officials. That's a violation of trust, plain and simple. But what happened? According to this exchange, they probably didn't even push back. They didn't file a motion to quash. They didn't question the legality. They just folded. And the senator calls it like it is. He jokes they should have bought some testicles online. And honestly, he's not wrong. Because let's face it, corporate America today is spineless. They'll bow down to government power faster than you can say, administrative subpoena. They're terrified of the DOJ, terrified of bad press, and they'll sell out anyone, even sitting senators, if it means staying on the good side of the bureaucrats running the show. And just when you think this couldn't get crazier, the senator switches gears and brings up Jeffrey Epstein. Yep, that Epstein. He cites an interview where Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, called Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever. Let that marinate. The greatest blackmailer ever. And apparently, this man was neighbors with Epstein, literally shared a wall with him. He said it straight. Epstein wasn't just creepy, he was recording powerful people doing disgusting things and using it to control them. And what does the general say? We didn't uncover evidence.
Really?
After 3 administrations, multiple investigations, and all that noise, they didn't uncover evidence. Either they're blind, or they don't want to see it. The senator asked if they'd even interviewed Lutnick after that interview. Nope. They haven't.
Think about that.
A guy claims on record that Epstein blackmailed powerful people, and the FBI still hasn't followed up. But sure, they've got time to go after the phone records of sitting senators. You can't make this up. This hearing isn't just about subpoenas or phone records. It's about something much bigger. It's about power. It's about a government so bloated and arrogant that it thinks it can spy on whoever it wants, whenever it wants and get away with it. The senator said it best. This shouldn't get swept under the rug. Because if we don't hold these people accountable, they'll keep crossing lines until there are no lines left. We've reached a point where justice isn't blind, it's weaponized. And the message to Americans couldn't be clearer. If you're not on their side, they'll come for you. Whether you're a senator or an average citizen, you're a target if you stand in their way. So, here's my question for you. How much longer are we going to sit back and pretend this is normal? How much more power are we willing to let unelected bureaucrats have over our lives, our privacy, and our freedom? Because if our own government is spying on senators, what hope do the rest of us have? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to hear what real Americans think about this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because the mainstream media sure as hell isn't going to talk about this. This is Prodigy Unfiltered. Like, share, subscribe, and stay in the fight. God bless America.